Over the last couple of years I've been tinkering with the score attack arcade shooter on and off. I've decided to get around to finally finishing it now, and to make sure I stick to finishing it, I'm starting this development diary. I'm planning on doing these bi-weekly, but I might put them out more regularly as they shouldn't take too much effort to produce with this template I'm using, but no promises. To clarify what I'm actually making, in this game the player uses an experimental ship that they customize that gets warped into the center of an enemy fleet. They must stay alive for as long as possible while chaining kills together in order to get a high score. So where is the project currently? The player's ship has hull, engine, primary and secondary weapons, and ability customization. The hull and engine affecting the ship's stats, and then the primary and secondary weapon doing the obvious. There is 2 abilities to pick from too, whereas all other options have 4. The score system, the enemy spawning system, and the hazard system for the asteroids and other hazards are all working for the most part. There's currently 6 types of AI that are practically finished, with the 7th one coming shortly, as well as bosses that are still in development. And all the menus currently work besides the core option menu. The keyword is works, not finished. So in a very broad sense, what still needs to be done to call this game finished? All the environmental assets need finishing, some are further along than others, but currently there are none in the game. All the UI needs finishing, it's all currently placeholders at the moment. The boss AI still needs a lot more development, but it shouldn't be too difficult. All the UI is still placeholder, and UI elements such as a warning for leaving the play area still need to be figured out and implemented. Implementing a radio system where you can hear the AI talking to each other about what they're doing and what they're about to do. And music and sound, that hasn't really been touched yet, and I'm really gonna have to jump on top of that as soon as possible. So that's the major things, but if we're gonna break it down into smaller things, what are we gonna get done by the next dev diary? Well, currently the plan is impact effects for weapons and projectiles, so say when a missile hits something there's gotta be some sort of effect, it can't just disappear. Ship debris for when ships explode, so it's not just its explosion and smoke, there's bits of chunks of ship flying out too. Obviously the type of debris depends on the projectile that hit it. Finishing up the explosion effects for such ship explosions, they're sorta done, but not quite. The AI overall throughout all the ships needs to be made a little bit more aggressive, it's a little too easy at the moment. Making sure all ships have proper spawn-in effects, and also that the spawn-in effects give a little bit more information about what's actually coming in. Finishing the armor system, so we've got the basics of it done currently, but basically some ships have armor plating that can be blown off that protects them from damage you're dealing to them. Also some ships have parts of them that just blow off. This visual effect's just done using the armor system as well. And again, sound and music. I'm going to try add some over the next week to see how it works and how I'm going to do it for the rest of the project. Anyway, that's about it for this dev diary. I'm going to try keep them relatively short. But yes, I'll see you in about a week or two with hopefully the fruits of my labor on display.